This is your live action reporter, Bob Kalaboski. I'm on Fellows Ave in Hanover Township. Reports of a gunshot victim. Oop, ah. Fellows Ave, 500 block. There's no ambulance here. It said pediatric gunshot victim. I hope this call doesn't turn out to be as bad as I'm getting the feeling. How's my sound? Is my sound okay? But there's 3 Hanover police vehicles here. What's up? Yeah, I know. I don't. I know there's somebody got shot. That's what they said. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I said a pediatric gunshot victim. I know. So I don't. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm very concerned. Yeah. Sorry to bother you. This is on the 500 block of Fellows Ave in Hanover Township. A call came in for a pediatric gunshot victim. But whatever happened on the second floor right there. Just hang on a second. I'm going to go get my truck and position it down the street here so I don't have to stand up. It's freezing cold. It's right by Fellows Ave. I'm sorry, Fellows Ave and Phillips Street. Unfortunately, this is live action. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. person who just talked to me is a tenant downstairs. So I just have to wait here a few minutes to see who shows up. It said pediatric gunshot victim. So I hope some kid wasn't playing with a gun or something. There's 2 police officers coming out. See, I can't ask the police and they can't tell me nothing. Somebody said the police or the ambulance and fire department were here already and left. Somebody said the police or the ambulance and fire department were here already and left. I was just watching what was going over my radio or over my phone. See, I can't ask them nothing, and they can't tell me. This is in the 500 block of Fellows Ave in the Linwood section of Hanover Township. Hope my sound is good. I just bought a new headset. Does anybody know if they took a victim out of here with the ambulance or did they just come and leave? This is in the 500 block, right down from Phillips Street. Thank you for saying my sound is good. I'm checking to see if I can find anything else out here. Someone said this is not good. The only thing I could do is stand by here to see what happens, but what I'm hearing, this is not good. I'm waiting to see if any other police vehicles come or any other, maybe the state police show up. Excuse me. Police officers going back into the house. I believe it happened on the second floor. Another police unit just came back. Another police unit just came back. Another police unit just came back. It's hard to believe I went from 2 Santa Claus parades today now to this. I'm not profiting from this. Someone just put off. I'm not profiting a dime. From what a neighbor's telling me, they believe someone was taken to the hospital. This call came in probably a half hour ago now for a pediatric gunshot victim. Just so people, I see some of these comments, just so you understand. Unfortunately, this stuff is the news, and this will be in the papers tomorrow or the next day, and I'm sure the news knows about it, and there's probably somebody on the way down. I'm not sure if the fire police are coming down to block the roads off or not, but I don't think it's necessary. This happened in the 500 block of Fellows Ave, not far from Phillips Street. I think the other street's name is Shram Street. When I'm doing these things, I'm doing these to keep everybody informed. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad news, but there was a lot of good news this weekend. It covered 3 Santa Claus parades, trying to show how nice things could be, but unfortunately, bad things happen in our town, like the 97,000 people that overdosed and died in the last 12 months. I didn't give the patient's address out. Said roughly where it was. You don't want to see anything like this happen, but unfortunately, it happens every day in our country, in our town, in the state. Hopefully, this person will get better. But the call came in for a pediatric gunshot victim. This happened probably, I guess we're getting close to 40 minutes ago. I'm just going to wait here a little bit longer to see if anybody else shows up. You hate to see all this kind of stuff happen so close to the holidays, the accidents and the other things that happen. That's why a police officer's job and emergency services jobs are so hard. They're very stressful. You could go from one extreme to the other in a matter of minutes. Somebody just said spreading information that has no clue is correct. It's correct. I'm sitting here. Very stressful to the other end. Very stressful to the other end. Very stressful to the other end. For anybody that is just tuning in, a call came in over 40 minutes ago for a pediatric gunshot victim in the 500 block of Fellows Ave, not far from Phillips, and I think the other street's name is Schramm Street. Sad thing is, if you watch the news, and a lot of times these shootings and robberies and stuff, they're committed by people from not in this area that migrated here like the person who shot the Wilkes-Barre police officer on Cary Avenue about a year and a half ago. Uh, he was living not far from where I own a property. Yeah, that guy that shot the cop, he got 15 years in prison. Worst thing about that night for the crime scene was it started pouring rain. I think that police officer might still be off from work because I think he got shot in the knee. One police officer is exiting the scene right now. Another police vehicle just left. From what a neighbor just told me a few minutes ago, an ambulance did take someone. I think there might be a police officer still up in the apartment. And there's one outside. First, I thought they were sending the fire police down here, but I guess there's no need for them. All I'm doing is showing people what goes on. There was a violent one-car motor vehicle accident down on Route 11 about, oh, I guess it's almost 2 weeks ago. And I didn't show anything because it was a very bad scene. Person lost his life. He lived in Chickasha. That accident on Route 11, I think the person might have fell asleep because they did do a report the next day, and that's what it looked like. Possibly just coming home from work and was tired. I feel sorry for people. Like I said, it's so close to the holidays. I'm waiting to see if the state police show up here or a district attorney. Few people just tuning in. This is a shooting in Hanover Township on Fellows Ave, not far from Phillips Street by Schramm Street, I believe it is. Someone agrees with me that these things are so unfortunate during the holidays. Someone said we have to take our area back. The funny thing was, Mexico all of a sudden just got a ton of cocaine, or I'm sorry, a ton of fentanyl that was all ready to come across the border. Mexico is a war zone. The cartels actually run a big part of Mexico. Like I said, 97,000 people died from overdoses in 12 months. And then some of these people in the government said, well, it's down from 100 and some thousand. In Vietnam, there was, I think, 58,000 killed over nothing. And then you got 97,000 killed from drug overdoses. I believe there's still two police units here. I remember somebody's making comments about the drug overdoses. I remember about maybe 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, it was like there must have been a bad batch because there was so many drug overdoses, and it was all over the valley. And my one friend, she said, "Why are you putting these on there?" I said, "Because people got to know how bad this is. All these people overdosing. I mean, it was every day, multiple calls, and it still happens." I believe that might have been a news car. Not sure. Yep, I believe they're turning around. Someone said we're losing a generation. You're absolutely right. China, with their virus, killed 2 million Americans, if not more, and never fired a shot. I think Germany's suing China over it. With the police staying on scene here like this is not a good sign. That looks like a detective has just shown up. Yep, that's a detective. That was a detective, and he was at the Santa Claus parade too. So you go from one extreme to the other. Yep, looks like I believe that's a new. You probably can't see him, but I see him. Someone from one of the news stations. He's setting up to do a broadcast. This is not a good sign. I don't know what the detective's name is. Yep, he's taken several videos of the scene. I don't know if it's an accidental shooting. All I know is there's a lot of police here, the detectives here. And if it is an accidental shooting, like someone said, it's even more of a tragedy. It's a tragedy no matter what. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. I'm waiting to see if a district attorney comes, an ADA, or the state police R&I unit. I guess late last year, underneath the South Street Bridge, the Boulevard townhomes, I guess the juveniles were playing with a gun and cost the one kid his life, killed him. But you see, in the juvenile system, you don't get to hear the outcomes. Yep, that's definitely somebody from a news station. I'm going to take a walk around back. Nope. Nothing's going on in the back, is it? No. The call came in, was supposedly a pediatric gunshot victim. So that's all I know. But I'm waiting to see if I see the police are up on the third floor there. So I'm live right now. So there are 4 Hanover police units here. I seen that cameraman going towards the back, but there's nothing going on there. Uh-oh, somebody's going upstairs. For you people that are just tuning in, it's probably close to an hour now that a call came in for a pediatric gunshot victim. There are multiple police officers inside the house where this took place. I didn't put the house on video. So I'm just going to stay a little bit longer. I'm waiting to see if an ADA shows up or the Pennsylvania State Police R&I unit. The reason the R&I unit shows up for local towns is they don't have all the expertise that the state police have. And the state police work with the local police departments and the district attorney's office. Matter of fact, I think the district attorney does a lot of that type of stuff now for reconstructing accidents and stuff. I just hope this person makes it. A lot of times when these people do show up, it takes hours, and I mean hours, to process these scenes, depending on what the circumstances are. It's heartbreaking that something like this happens, and it's so close to the holidays. And the worst thing is when you do lose somebody, no matter what time of the year it is, when the holidays come and they're not there. I know my friend's son was 22 was killed by a drunk driver. He was 22, and the kid that killed him was 24. It's just there's no winners. I might have to leave. There's a fire right by where I live. Hanover's taking off out of here. There's still two police vehicles here. So I'm going to go check on this structure fire because it's right by my house. This was a pediatric gunshot victim down on Fellows Ave, not far from Phillips and Tram Street. And as always, thanks for following. And I'm going to come back down here in a little bit, but I have to go now because there's a fire right by my house.